How do you actually pronounce the name of the band?
We say Soen.
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 We heard some different pronunciations, but Soen is how we pronounce it anyway.
How did you decide that it should be pronounced like that?
Just automatically, if we write it and we read it in Swedish English somehow, it comes out as Soen.
Soen.
Okay.
If you live in Holland, it's soon.
How's the tour going? You've been out for
A few weeks now.
Yeah.
Good, really good.
Yes.
Really good. Yeah.
Over expectation.
Sold out shows.
Yes, a lot of people coming to the shows, really good shows, and it feels like the new album really made the band grow a bit, which...
Is it your first headlining show?
No, this is our third headlining
so
show.
you do have the experience of a headliner and how to tackle,
Yeah.
I guess, all the obstacles that...
I think it's the obstacles are more if you're an opening act.
You think so?
Yes. Because for us, we have our stage, our sound check, our everything is made for the headliner.
Yeah.
So it's,
Yeah, but still there's always something...
And you're playing for your audience, which also helps.
Yeah,
I as an opening act, it's a bit tougher.
Do you guys spend the time? Do you work on music or you...
Yeah,
we do.
We're doing it. We try to do that. And the time kind of flies by.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of other things, band-related things to do, and other, from our personal lives as well. So, mainly we spend time writing and preparing for the shows, so that we can give the best performance.
It's very often that you are described as a supergroup. Whenever people try to find information about you, it kind of feels like people, or it gives the impression that people feel entitled to have expectations from you because you're described as a supergroup. Do you feel any pressure from that point of view?
I also think that there was a misconception that we were a temporary project in the beginning, a gathering of famous musicians, if you like that. But for us, it has been clear all the time that this is something that our main thing that we do. I don't think that people do perceive us as a supergroup anymore that much. I think more that people are taking they see that we are doing this full time, and that we are, in this for the long run. That we will continue writing albums, that we will continue to tour.
But
This
is what we do because this is our main thing.
It's our only band.
Yeah. Was it more pressure at the beginning? Because
I don't.
You
The
felt
pressure. Most pressure comes from ourselves. We really press each other to be the best we can. I don't think there's any pressure from the outside that actually matters in terms of. I want to be able to write the best music I can and release the best music that I can. And everyone in the band has the same goal. Then if somebody from the outside feels that the music is not good enough, I couldn't really care. Because I think that we are the best judges to judge our music. Because we know what we want to do and if we get there or not.
Yeah.
Nobody else really does that.
There's really good reviews of the latest release as far as I've seen around. What, in your opinion, what's its strongest part?
The strongest part is probably that this album is more focused on emotions, on personal experiences that we have. I think it's a stronger album in that sense. Maybe the technical show-off thing is not tickling us as much anymore. So focus more on just writing really good music.
I think that the songs flow better. The structures of the songs are better, which is something that we're still learning how to write good songs. The band, this is only our third album, so we're still kind of finding our way to structure songs in a way that we think is both an adventure and flows nicely. To try to have all these complex parts and up and downs and dynamics, but still have a song that is just that you're able to play with just an acoustic guitar and sing, and it still is a good song. So mainly that's what I think we progress the most on Lykaia, and that we need to keep progressing on.
I think progressive music should be more about a journey for the listener, that the listener gets, an experience in music. That's what is intriguing with progressive music, not just the technical aspect. There's I think there's two.
So there's two
ways.
different kind of progressive branches.
So basically, what you were telling me at the beginning is that I don't want to rewrite your words. The technicality is no longer the main focus.
It's never been.
It's never been.
Never been. It's. I don't listen to music because of technically good musicians. It doesn't honestly give me anything at all. I listen to good music, and for the most, what I think is good music is played by good musicians, which means there will be stuff happening with the instruments and the vocals. But I also listen to music where musicians are really bad, but they make good music. But I never listen to good musicians playing bad music, which there's a lot of.
Let's not get into deep. One can say that you somehow went a bit back in time in making this new album.
Yeah, it's not that we went back to the 60s. We just recorded as we normally do, but instead of editing stuff and using computers to reach some kind of digital perfection, we just went in and record like in a rehearsal place.
Okay, so the equipment is not.
No, the equipment is
okay,
quite the same. I mean, there's a lot of old, mainly on the guitars, and there's a lot of old equipment going on, and a lot of that. But we use modern microphones and stuff like that. It's just the way that we record. We don't spend time fixing stuff with a computer. We just record it as we play it live.
Yeah, it's just it's just a philosophy that if you take away the possibility to post-edit everything, then you have to challenge yourself as a musician much more, because it has to be right from the start, and it's probably gonna be better. Well, it always gets better, because when you start to post-edit, you start to edit out all the human little all the human traces, all the human errors, if you like, but also what is beautiful about music. Yeah.
But does it, when you're in the recording process, when you record the song, do you do the whole band at once?
No.
Or you still do instrument by instrument?
We do instrument by instrument, yeah.
Okay.
We haven't rehearsed that much either, so it's kind of everyone needs his space to come up with exactly what how they want to play in the album. But we have a thought of recording together. So we have a plan of recording together in the future. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make it easier to play the songs live?
Yes.
Because of this method?
We never had that problem. When we don't use any click tracks or back tracks or anything.
When it comes to the live experience, as you said, we never use anything pre-recorded. We never use any backing tracks, because when you go to the show, it will happen there during the gig. It's supposed to be like a unique thing that happens. It shouldn't be like the same thing every night, same song.
It'll be a special show every night. It's gonna be different. And if you're depending on click tracks and back tracks and everything, half of the show is exactly the same in all the shows. The song starts and ends exactly the same. There's no place for emotion, for human emotion, and for for changing, for doing different drum fills, guitar solos, or whatever, speeches, and we.
And even though we believe that you should have this, the songs should sound about the same. They should not sound exactly the same. So I mean, we do a lot of changes, small adjustments, and, you know, different things, so that it will be unique when you come to a gig, or when you hear the songs, that you feel that.
So there's a lot of improvisation.
Small, yeah, it is. I mean, the songs are the songs, and there's a structure to follow. We even change some of the structures, but there's a song that you have to recognize because you want to hear that song.
Yeah.
But it's not like in the album, and it's not like it'll be tomorrow or like it was yesterday.
Is there a certain person in the band deciding or leading the improvisation, or it's just
no? We're all
something that you build over the years?
No, it's just a thing we do together. It's just we're all experienced enough to be able to go away from what's written in the album and kind of find different.
And how does that work for the voice part?
The improvisations?
Yeah.
Well, you know, if I find something that has a certain emotion or mood, then I use it. At the same time, it's also, you know, I generally like to keep to stick to the vocal expressions on the albums, because I think that, you know, I like myself, when I go to concerts, I like to hear something that reminds me of what I've been listening to on albums.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Are you guys musically trained, any of you?
Yes.
Home educated?
Yes, some more than others, but we all have studied music.
Does that help or make any difference in the way you write songs?
I think it helps just to a certain level, and then it's better to skip and to just teach yourself, kind of.
Yeah. I've done some, but you know, on vocals it's a bit special because they have a certain way of training you, and they want to mold it into a certain way of singing, and you know, you still want to keep your unique thing there. So it's a bit of a give and take there.
When you put together an album, where do the lyrics come in? Is it the music first and then the lyrics, or you build the concept and then the music? How do you work?
You do the music first.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you write the lyrics, or it's a
Both.
mixed process? Okay.
Yeah.
There's no bigger
We
contribution.
both write the music and we both write the lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no.
And for example,
If you make something good, you know, it contributes to the album.
yes.
That's the way it should be.
What I'm trying to get with this is that there's some song where you follow the class or almost classic pattern in having lyrics, choir, chorus, lyrics, and so on. But it's quite often you go away from that. And at least when you listen to the songs at the beginning, it gets some time to get used to the arrangements. So what's the secret behind it?
I think that I have this feeling that if a song needs to have a lot of different stages to be complete.
Mm-hmm.
So if you write a song that I feel is just too, let's say, too catchy or too easy structured, doesn't feel complete, so we will go on and on and on again. We all are satisfied with the song having some a little bit of some kind of intelligence to it, more than just refrain, chorus, refrain stuff. And mostly it's just that we sit around and we go through 100 million times before we feel a song is complete and good enough to release.
How easy was it for you to grow to the level that you reached to headline your own tours?
It's hard to answer. We just done a few albums and got the offer to go on tour as headlines, and we took it and it worked. So we're doing the same since then.
Okay.
Venues are getting bigger with every tour, and there's more people coming.
How much work is behind all this stuff?
It depends on what you mean by work. I mean, the only work that we do is making the music that we make, and then we make
much more than that, as far as I know. Rehearsals, papers.
No. We focus on the music and doing a really good live show that attracts people and that brings people back to the venues to see the show. Ourselves, we don't do any promotion or anything like that. I think that it's a matter of letting the music speak for itself.
And that works.
It does. It certainly does. I mean, we don't. I don't see a point in being funny and or changing ourselves and being clowns on video just to bring some people to the shows. We don't need that. We're a serious band with music, quality music that I think music lovers should see live, and that's what we offer. And it seems like there's a lot of people still interested in this kind of music, which brings them to the venues.
Yeah, when we go out on tours, we don't perform under the influence. Like, we just try to stay professional. Try to respect that the audience come to see a band that is giving everything on stage. We try to surround us with good people. That's of course we have.
Yeah.
We try to be loyal to the people that work with us, so that they are loyal to us, so it's of course one aspect.
The band images, they have a certain mood. I'm not sure, it's not necessarily sadness, it's a solitude. I don't know what
I think that the difference is that we're not clowns.
Yeah, but
we're not clowning around like many other bands, showing what they have in their fridge and doing all this stuff that doesn't have to do anything. Our image is ourselves. That's how we look when we walk around in Stockholm. And if we gather and somebody takes a picture, that's what you get. It's not something. It's not a whole planning of image or how can we sell more records. It's just exactly the way we are.
And who decides these pictures or the way
we don't decide.
Yeah.
It's more okay. Let's meet on Tuesday and take some pictures.
They look much more than that.
And we take pictures. No, the thing is, okay, we may decide where to take those pictures. Yeah.
Might be the point is that we've been working with this for a long time. We're not 20 years old, so maybe for us it just goes without saying what we kind of like and what we kind of.
Yeah.
We don't need to have this grand master plan things regarding this.
It's just, common sense. We're not gonna take pictures at the Landromat. Take pictures.
I read an interview with you, Joel, saying that you're captivated by the role played by the wolves in the human character. What exactly do you mean by that role?
The wolf is like, represents, I would say, in a human character, like the lone, like the solitary nature of humans, and maybe also the predatory nature in some ways. And it's fascinating, of course, this aspect. It's of humans.
Which part do you like to see in humans first? The predator part, or when you meet people?
Actually, none of them. I mean, I would not, I mean, you could say that, being a wolf or a dog, for example, the dog just follows,
Mm-hmm.
It's just a follower. The wolf just strays away. Maybe you should follow your own path and try to listen to your inner, your heart, your inner mind, and try to make up your own senses, not just stray away like the wolf does, or like, you know, break, because the, you know, the wolf is a destructive nature. The dog is also kind of destructive, because the dog just follows and, you know, makes it possible for wolf-like natures to be around. So what you should do, I think, is find the middle way there. Follow your own voice, not just go with the, you know, with the stream. So that's a subject that we come back to in our songs as well. That you should follow your own light, follow your own path.